how Norse mythology explained the Northern Lights. Picture being a Viking centuries ago, watching the Aurora Borealis. Today, we see science, but for the Norse, these lights were divine signs, gateways to other worlds, or celestial battles. The Northern Lights pulsed with meaning. Tales of warrior maidens, sacred bridges, and messages from Odin. Let's dive into these ancient beliefs. In the Viking Age, magic was real, gods roamed, and the sky hosted cosmic dramas. The Northern Lights weren't just displays, they were divine omens of glory or doom. Journey with us to when these lights held mythic power. A potent Norse idea. The Northern Lights were the legendary Bifrost bridge. Described in ancient texts, Bifrost was a huge, shimmering, colourful arch, a sacred, trembling roadway linking our world, Midgard, to Asgard, home of the gods, a pinnacle of craftsmanship. Think of the Northern Lights, their arching shapes, vivid, shifting colours, constant motion. For Vikings, the resemblance to Bifrost was striking, while rainbows or the Milky Way are sometimes suggested as Bifrost's inspiration. The aurora's fiery, arched and dynamic nature seems a better fit. If the aurora was Bifrost, the heavens were opening, a pathway for gods and chosen souls. The god Heimdall guarded this bridge, his horn Gjallarhorn ready to signal Ragnarok, the world's end. Seeing the lights as Bifrost made their cosmic map real, turning a natural wonder into a direct link to the divine, inspiring profound awe. The most famous Norse image for the Northern Lights might be the Valkyries, Odin's warrior maidens. Imagine them in shining armor, on horseback, galloping across the night sky. It was believed the aurora's mesmerizing dance was light, reflecting from their shields and armor. Valkyries, choosers of the slain, had a vital task. Odin sent them to battlefields to pick the bravest fallen warriors, the Einherjar. These champions were then led to Valhalla, Odin's great hall, to prepare for Ragnarok, the ultimate cosmic battle. The connection is compelling, shimmering, flowing curtains of light, moving gracefully across the sky, could easily evoke these celestial riders. Flashes of light would be their armor glinting. This interpretation turned the aurora into a spiritual sign of God's honoring bravery, reinforcing the Viking warrior ethos. It was a powerful, comforting image of divine presence. The Northern Lights were also tied to Odin's direct influence and as echoes of fallen warriors. Odin, the All-Father, god of wisdom, poetry, death, and magic, was naturally linked to the aurora. The lights could be direct messages or omens from Odin himself. Given his connection to prophecy, the aurora's unpredictable displays were seen as divine communication, foretelling important events and signaling the god's watchful presence. A poignant belief linked the aurora to the very breath of slain warriors, a hero's final breath ascending to the heavens, becoming a shimmering spectacle. This transformed the aurora into a living memorial to courage, showing how human actions resonated through the cosmos, with the lights offering guidance or comfort. Beyond gods and warriors, other Nordic beliefs about the Northern Lights offered diverse views, sometimes more cautious. Animal spirits were common. Danish legends told of swans whose wing beats, trapped in ice, made the aurora. Swedish fishermen saw reflections from herring schools, a good fishing omen. The Finnish revontulet, or foxfires myth, featured a magical Arctic fox, its tail striking mountains, sending sparks into the sky. But not all views were benign. For some, like the indigenous Sami, the lights were feared as bad omens of misfortune or war. The Sami saw them as souls of the violently deceased, a powerful, unpredictable force. Mocking or whistling at the aurora was dangerous, attracting ill fate. These varied beliefs show the aurora as a dynamic presence, inspiring awe, hope, and at times, deep fear. These Norse tales of Bifrost, Valkyries, Odin, and animal spirits paint the Viking worldview. Nature and the supernatural were one. Astounding phenomena were divine acts. In their harsh world, myths offered understanding. The unpredictable northern lights became a screen for their beliefs. Linking the aurora to gods and heroes gave it meaning, reinforcing values like courage and tying daily life to cosmic events. Fearful views also showed the aurora's power, hinting at the thin veil between worlds. Ultimately, these stories highlight the human quest for meaning, finding sacred narratives in the shining sky. From Bifrost's path to the Valkyries' gleam, Norse tales of the Northern Lights reveal a rich imagination. For Vikings, the aurora was alive, a divine connection reflecting their core beliefs. Science now explains the aurora, yet these myths still enchant. They recall a sky filled with gods and epics, showcasing our timeless quest for meaning in majesty. The Vikings saw their worldview in these dancing lights, revealing myths' enduring power. What's your favorite Norse view of the Northern Lights? Comment below. Enjoyed this dive into Viking myth? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more ancient wonders. Thanks for watching.